Adab, good afternoon. Welcome to NTV News. I'm Shail Suman Silwal. Starting with the top stories. Chaitya Dasai and Ram Navami being celebrated with much gaiety and fervour throughout the country. Nation bidding farewell to the Nepali year 2075. Nepal Electricity Authority makes profit of approximately 3 billion rupees in the fiscal year 2074-75. Structural development and prevention of electricity leakage leads to the profits. Celebrations begin as General Awad Ibn Auf, Sudan's defense minister, steps down. Auf announces Army General Abdel Fattah Burhan his successor. And Nepal posts target of 248 runs for UAE in its second match under the ICC Under-19 World Cup Asia qualifiers. Winner to book their berth in the Under-19 Cricket World Cup 2020. Welcome back. Now the news in detail. Chaitya Dasai is being celebrated with much gaiety and fervour throughout the country today. Chaitya Dasai symbolizes victory of divine forces over evil. Goddess Durga Bhagwati is worshipped during this festival. Devotees in large number have been flocking Guheshwari, Dakshin Kali, Sova Bhagwati, Rakta Kali, Naksal Bhagwati, Kalikasthan and Maiti Devi temples from early morning. Dasai is the most significant festival celebrated by Hindu devotees in Nepal twice a year. Bada Dasai falls during the autumn season, while Chaitya Dasai is celebrated during the spring. Meanwhile, Ram Navami and Chaitya Dasai have coincided this year. Nepal Calendar Determination Committee informed the Ashtami will remain till this afternoon and Navami will start later. Ram Navami, the birthday celebration of Sri Ram, a divine figure in Hinduism, is being observed throughout the country with full religious devotion. Hindu devotees celebrate this festival by observing fast, singing devotional songs and offering prayers in their homes and nearby temples. Thousands of devotees, including from India, have flocked to Janakpur Dham to offer their prayers at the Ram Janaki temple. Similarly, Battis Putali-based Ram Mandir has also observed hundreds of devotees since this morning. Today is the last day of the Nepali year 2075. The entire nation is bidding farewell to the Nepali year 2075 today. If we analyze the year 2075, it has been a significant year with many political achievements. Constitution was implemented and a two-third majority government was formed. Similarly, the government introduced social security scheme, made efforts on protection of migrants' rights and economic development, and worked towards fulfilling its aim of prosperous Nepal and happy Nepalis. Although a devastating tornado had hit settlements of Bara and Parsa district affecting agricultural crops, livestock worth millions recently, overall the year in a whole was a happy one. The New Year Eve is being celebrated in many cities this evening. Nepal Television is also organizing NTV Night from its Kohalpur transmission station to bid farewell the year 2075. With that, time for a short break, but let's take a look at the developments ahead. Nepal Electricity Authority in profits. Welcome back. Continuing with the updates from the home front. Nepal Electricity Authority NEA has made a profit of approximately 3 billion rupees in the fiscal year 2074-75. Control in electricity leakage and focus in structural improvement has been owed to the profits. As per the latest data provided by the Office of Auditor General, NEA had profits of 2.84 billion rupees. According to the 65th annual report presented by the office, the corporation has 2.35 billion debt in its reserve fund, approximately 300 million lesser than the previous year. Busting the rumors, Nepal Army has clarified that the Peace Corps, or the Blue Helmets deployed in African country Libya, are not returning. Issuing a press statement, Nepal Army expressed its commitment on keeping the faith and trust entrusted in Nepal Army by the international front intact. Currently, Nepal Army has been providing security to the mission headquarters. The Chief of Army Staff, Purna Chandra Thapa, has inspected field-based training in Dhungedhari of Makwanpur. The training was provided in order to train the Army to be capable enough to tackle with any internal security issues that might spark in the future. In the occasion, the Chief of Army Staff, Purna Chandra Thapa, watched the presentation of the armies who had participated in the training and directed all the Army personnel to work wholeheartedly to protect the territorial integrity, sovereignty and unity of the country. Now taking you to Dhading, denizens of Dhading and Gorkha who have been affected by the Buri Gandaki hydroelectricity project have staged protests. stating they haven't been provided with compensation yet, and neither has their land values been confirmed. The denizens of Thading and Gorkha have staged protests. Along with placards and banners, inundated victims have staged protests in the district headquarters of Thading. The protest rally, which started from Puchhar Bazaar, ended in district administration office by providing a request letter to the chief district officer. The denizens have demanded that a price for their land must be confirmed. Compensation for their homes, shed and land must be provided in one go, and employment opportunities should be provided to the inundated victims at the earliest. On the other side, we have the latest international updates to stay with us. Defense Minister stepping down. Protests continue in Libya. Welcome back. Time for international update. Starting with Sudan, Sudan's defense minister on Friday announced he was stepping down as transitional leader. In a televised address, General Awad Ibn Auf said he took the decision to step down to preserve the unity of the armed forces. He also announced that Army General Abdel Fattah Burhan, General Inspector of the Armed Forces, would be his successor. State television showed the Army General being sworn in as head of the Transitional Military Council not long after Ibn Auf's statement. Celebrations erupted in the streets of Khartoum after Ibn Auf's announcement, with protesters clapping and chanting. Thousands of jubilant protesters celebrated in the streets of Khartoum on Friday after Defense Minister General Awad Ibn Auf, who was named the de facto leader after overthrowing President Omar al-Bashir on Thursday, announced he was stepping down. Young people in vehicles and on the streets chanting "Freedom, peace and justice, a revolution for the people" were there. Some soldiers were seen dancing with civilians. Ibn Auf said he would be replaced by General Abdel Fattah Burhan. That was General Awad Ibn Auf stepping down. Now moving towards Libya, hundreds of protesters gathered in Tripoli's Martyr Square on Friday to protest the self-styled Libyan National Army led by Field Marshal Khalifa Haftar, which launched a major military offensive earlier this month aimed at capturing the city. The oil-rich North African countries governed by rival administrations, a United Nations-backed government in Tripoli and the West, and another government supported by Haftar and his supporters in the East. The offensive by Haftar and his army has led to clashes with rival militias that support the Tripoli government, and humanitarian officials reported that almost 10,000 people had fled their homes in areas affected by the ongoing fighting. Friday's demonstrators rallied even as fighting continued on the outskirts of the city, with reports of increased use of heavy artillery. The escalation has threatened to plunge the fractured nation deeper into chaos and ignite civil war on the scale of the 2011 uprising that toppled and later killed longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Time for a short break, but still to come we have updates from cricket. US President Donald Trump says that he's strongly looking at the idea of transporting migrants to so-called sanctuary cities that don't cooperate with federal immigration authorities. Trump told reporters at the White House on Friday that if leaders of those districts and municipalities really wanted to open their arms to immigrants, we can give them an unlimited supply. In a tweet later in the day, the president asked, quote, "If the radical left Democrats all of a sudden don't want the illegal migrants in their sanctuary cities, why should others be expected to take them into their community?" With that, time for sports update. Starting with cricket, Nepal has posted a target of 248 runs for UAE to chase in its second match under the ICC Under-19 World Cup Asia qualifiers. Winning the toss, the UAE had opted to field first in the match being held at Selangor Turf Club, Kuala Lumpur of Malaysia. Nepal, led by Rohit Kumar Paudel for the first time, is considered strong favourites. Bhim Sharkey scored the highest 53 runs for the Nepali team. Nepal, along with Malaysia, Singapore, the UAE, Kuwait and Oman, are vying for the top spot. The winner will become the 13th team to confirm their place in the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup in South Africa in 2020. Now moving towards next update, the 8th National Games is underway with various events across multiple venues. Province number 3 has won the trophy of 16th National Men's Basketball Tournament. Province 3 defeated Province 5 with a score of 94-48. In the men's wrestling event under the 8th National Games held at Kapilvastu, Province 2 is leading the tally with 6 gold medals and 3 silver medals. Likewise, Province 5 stands second with 3 gold and 4 silver. Tribhuvan Army Club secured 1 gold and 1 silver, while Mahindra Police Club won 2 silver and 6 bronze medals. In the women's wrestling event, Province 7 leads the tally with 6 gold, 3 silver and 1 bronze medal. Tribhuvan Army Club followed in second position with 3 gold and 2 silver medals. Likewise, Province 1 stands third with 1 gold and 7 bronze medal. Likewise, in the table tennis event, Nepal Police won 4 gold medals, while APF Club bagged 1 gold medal. In the national fencing tournament, Province 3 has bagged 2 gold medals. With that sports update, we come towards the end of this English News Bulletin. But before we say a goodbye, let's take a look at the top stories that have made it to the headlines. Chaitya Dasai and Ram Navami being celebrated with much gaiety and fervour throughout the country. Nation bidding farewell to the Nepali year 2075. Nepal Electricity Authority makes profit of approximately 3 billion rupees in the fiscal year 2074-75. Structural development and prevention of electricity leakage leads to the profits. Celebrations begin as General Awad Ibn Auf, Sudan's defense minister, steps down. Auf announces Army General Abdel Fattah Burhan his successor. And Nepal posts target of 248 runs for UAE in its second match under the ICC Under-19 World Cup Asia qualifiers. Winner to book their berth in the Under-19 Cricket World Cup 2020. And that's all for now. Thank you for staying with us. Have a wonderful Chaitya Dasai and Ram Navami. Namaste.